you had a page of notes from your time here to reference back as to what bothers a Nick Saban coach team. What's on the backside of that piece of paper to tell you about today?
Well, let's hope we didn't run out of pages. So here we go. Get your popcorn ready.
Well, what's the big thing?
Whoa.
Coach, I know you have strong thoughts on weddings. I'm in the middle of planning one right now. Do you have any advice for me?
Who are you marrying?
His name is Trevor.
Okay, yeah, well, I'll have to just set up a meeting and I'll talk to him. Okay, so where's Trevor from?
He's from Florida.
What does Trevor do for a living?
He works in sports as well, covers football.
He does what?
He covers football as well.
Really? Well, I don't know. We'll keep a close eye on it, but whatever you and Trevor decide, I would kind of keep it on the down low, which you failed to do that. Trevor was probably planning to, but you didn't. So go ahead and don't say anything else about it, but as soon as the season's over, or even an off week, go elope. Trust me on that. Go elope. Because basically every female in the family is going to terrorize you guys until it's over. Once it's over, I mean, they'll be upset for a few days, but it'll be over. And then, you know, you cruise away, along, have a happy marriage, have a happy life.
I'll pass along the message. Thanks, Coach. Congrats on the win.
Trevor, unless he's crazy, is totally on my side. And trust me on this. If Trevor doesn't have the sense to do that, tell him to call me, because, I mean, he needs to do trust. I've told all my kids, I'll give you $10,000 extra if you elope. So far, they haven't done it, but I would, too.
I'll have him call you for sure.
All right.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thanks.
And it's a 3-point lead for the Hawkeyes. And look at Scott Frost. He is hot.
Did he move or did he not move? Tell me, did he move?
Sounded like he saw some movement out there.
Did he move or did he not move? You mother.
Now you know you mad when you start talking about somebody's mother.
Alabama comes back and they defeat Texas on the road 20-19 in a thriller. Nick Saban and Coach Sarkisian embrace.
Top 25 teams this year lost to all three, only scored 17 points. 7 games in, was it a mistake to not bring in new offensive staff? And if not so, how do you fix it?
Well, I don't think we ask those questions right now. We're 6, 7 games into the schedule. I think that's sort of a dumb question, to be quite honest with you.
All the players seem on board with going for the win, going for 2.
Well, I'm the only guy that matters on that. I don't give a shit what they think. They pay me to do that, and that way y'all can criticize me.
2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Play fake to Lattimore. Now dumps it off. Lattimore, who's a very good pass-catching receiver, unable to come down with that. The throw was up high.
And this is what I've seen on film, and it'll make the head ball coach throw his headset on the ground because it's an easy pass.
Now play call indicative of that.
I want you to compare these 2 throws. There's the throw from Garcia. Not spectacular, but that one right there, that's a pretty good throw, I think.
Yeah, it did.
Personal foul, number 46 in Nebraska. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Yeah, that's that linebacker in rush end, Eric Martin.
Well, Pelini's saying that's football, but you almost need to do something at this point. He's been pretty active on that sideline.
Unsportsmanlike on the Nebraska bench. Penalty being forced half the distance to the goal, first down.
So already in the shadow of the goal.
Yeah, he almost touched him there. He's been attacking that official the entire game, and finally he's had enough.
Opportunity to come in here and play right now.
Here comes a blitz off the corner. Pass is thrown complete.
Ducks the anticipated tackler. Breaks off another tackle. And Tim Castillo, what an effort.
Good pass, and he got this with it. So it breaks the shutout. 6:38 left in the ball game. 27-3, our new score. Let's take a timeout.
Our babies, I call them babies because they mad. Turn around, over. Just stand up and turn around. He got his darn name on the back of his jersey. You can turn back around. Why we don't do that in the swag? Is it that expensive to put the darn name on the back of the jerseys? Don't you think his mama and them want to see their baby name on the back of the jerseys? Don't you think his siblings, his friends, his family, his loved ones? That's the kind of stuff we take for granted. I don't. I'm very detailed. That guy worked his butt off, did what he had to do, changed his whole composite of his thought process. We can at least put his darn name on the back of his jersey.
It's ridiculous. It's not a chop. It was not a chop. And I'm going to tell you what, you hold coaches accountable, players accountable, hold the damn officials accountable. It's garbage. And then to call another penalty on the sideline is even more garbage. It's cowardly, it's gutless, and wrong. Now, they can take it, fine it, do whatever they want to do with it. That's a fact. Look at the film. It's ridiculous that they do it.
Hutchinson, house call, 46 yards for the score. A flag is down.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, offense number 8. That penalty will be enforced from the spot of the foul. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Called that for the bit of a high step on his way into the end zone and a little bit of pause. And in college football, it is a spot foul. It does not carry over and go in the try or the kickoff. There's just not enough there, though, in my opinion. No way. You know, you want to see something more exaggerated than that. I really don't like that call.
Wow. I am 100% with you, and so is Matt Campbell.
Reese from the 5. And that bounces up and is picked off by South Florida. Number 55, Michael Linares, got the deflection. Wow. To T.J. Jones. And Kelly might be at an all-time overcooked state right now.
And incomplete. Flag is down right at the goal line as he threw. It was incomplete, looking for Bowers.
Ineligible receiver downfield. On the offense, number 19 was covered up. 5-yard penalty.
And he's really upset with his wide receiver.
Point lead, a thriller here tonight. Will Muschamp should put the mask back on. Can't hide the emotions with the officiating tonight. Ole Miss with the lead.
State's resurgence, and the fact that Oregon, still with one loss, albeit a bad one to Stanford, with the head-to-head win in Columbus. It's going to get very interesting when those rankings are released.
And Oregon a win today at UCLA, and a whistle and a flag.
Offense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
I was going to ask you how Nick Saban feels about a delay a game out of a kickoff, but we know now.
Yeah, it's not one that is real fun to hear, that's for sure.
Is coming off.
Hat, coat, headgear.
30 yards and penalties on the last 2 plays.
There's a few things tried and true about Harbaugh. He's going to wear khakis. He's going to tuck his fleece into them, and he is going to argue for
direction. But the coverage was fantastic.
Oh, we've got a flag coming down late, getting a little chippy. After the victory formation was being given by Arizona. UCLA has lost yet again to Stanford. The mastery of David Shaw.
Arizona, number 56, 15-yard penalty, second down. Third and final chance timeout for Arizona State. 30 seconds out now.
Garola is one of his leaders. Rich Rod, as I said before, a tough love coach. Cannot stand that.
Red ball, unsportsmanlike conduct on the offense. Touchdown is good.
jump.
Shovel pass again. Not going to get there. Dontez Ford. And a flag comes late. I was going to say, we'll see where it stopped his forward motion. Might not matter.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 10. 15-yard penalty.
Boy, and I don't blame Dabo Swinney one bit. I mean, there's too much laundry on the field for me. There's too much. And you make a stop, yeah, and is there a whistle? You know, he's trying to get the guy to the ground. That's what football is about. Keep the flag in your pocket.
If there was a whistle, you can't hear it down here. It's so loud.
Yeah, exactly, Todd. I mean, they don't even factor that in. You know, it's just, it's too much right now. Let the kids play the game.
But I know this, there's a lot of flaws in taking a commitment, making a reservation, and then going to go doing your thing. How can I manage a roster or who else I need to offer if I got 9 guys committed, but they're going to Bama and Georgia and LSU and A&M? How can I manage? How can I take commitments? I don't know what my numbers are. I don't want a guy to commit. Do not commit. Like, hey, coach, I'm ready to commit. Hey, buddy, here's what commitment looks like now. Okay, I want to make sure that you know that you know that you know that you know that you know. So I say, will you marry me? You say yes, and we get married. Okay, and then we start off on the right foot, not like I dated 4 or 5 women, and all of a sudden we feel in some kind of way.
Ed, do you plan on coaching next year?
No. No. What's that? I want to take a little time off. You know, I'm 60 years old. I've coached for 37 years. I think I'm going to have enough money to buy me a hamburger, and every once in a while, maybe a double meat cheeseburger, a Sonic.
But our football team is going to come down here ready to play. We're going to practice really hard. We're going to play really hard. I hope that we play well, but I know that we'll play hard. And we're going to find out about Duke, and we're going to find out about Temple, and we're going to find out about which one of those football clubs wants to hit each other harder or longer. That's what we're going to decide here on the 27th.
They actually lost a little bit, and that would be the first negative play of the night. Now they go positive play, and it's intercepted. There's a negative play, and a nice play by Stephen Clark. Interception on the run down the sideline, still on his feet. Clark bouncing off guys inside the 20. Clark, he's all the way down to the 1-yard line. What a run back on the interception. And there goes the visor.
This is a beautiful play by Stephen Clark.
Very well. Guys want me to ask you, when you get grass stains on your visor, do you change it out at the half?
Yeah, I throw these things now. I don't throw my visor.
He didn't throw his visor, he kicked it. Second play in a row, he's been up there. Carter Samuels throws over the top of him, and it's complete, and it's a first down to Chris Cantera. And that quiets the crowd as they got it at the 17-yard line.
I don't quite understand why they had Clowney dropping in coverage, and maybe that's what Steve Spurrier's asking. Why take one of the premier pass rushers in the country and have him drop into coverage on Jordan Matthews?
Making his points, throwing the visor.
How important will time of possession be in the second half?
Well, the biggest thing is you got 2 offenses that can't stop one another. The biggest thing is that somebody's going to stop somebody at some point, and we got to be the ones that stop them. You know, time of possession is important, but score is the most important thing. If we don't turn it over, we're probably ahead. If we score on 4th down, we're probably ahead. You know, and if we want to get off the field, we got to stop them. Time of possession doesn't have anything to do with other than yourself getting off the field.
Well, how do you stop them?
Well, that's a great question. We'll see what happens.
Thanks, Coach.
It's been a while since you were the head coach. What do you tell your team at half?
We just got to stop that little inside trap. You know, the option didn't hurt us much. We played pretty hard. We just got to stop that inside thing. Offensively, we kind of sputtered around, got the ball in the end zone. You know, defensively, we got to get out off the field on that 2-minute drive.
With key injuries to your offensive line, what do you do in the second half?
Oh, we're just going to play. We just got to keep playing.
Thank you, Coach.
Once again, the Pelini and the white hat are going at it. I mean, I wouldn't take it. He's been in his ear all game long. He's stomping out on the field. After a while, you give him the flag, and then tell him to shut up.
Well, you feel for Youngstown to some degree because this is their season on the line here. Beth Hula has a Petro Serve USA sideline report.
color from down here on the sideline. I know you guys can see Bo, who was just giving it to the white hat. One of the sideline judges just went and talked to the officers to make sure that they've got an escort out of here, as fans along the sideline from the stands in the end zone are really starting to give it to him.
Nudges his helmet, and everybody saw this. But this is a true sophomore from Shreveport, Louisiana, 6'6", 310 pounds.
More angry than any of the USC players at Jerry Tillery is Jerry's own coach, Brian Kelly, reading him the riot act.
Holgorsen losing his mind.
Timeout, West Virginia. 30-second timeout.
You got to be careful here.
He sure is giving them a tongue lashing. And I'm not exactly sure what he's so fired up or upset about.
Seems to be that he's mad that he didn't get the timeout sooner. Tied with 32 seconds.
You got to wonder what the communication was in the first place. How else would they have confused that he didn't want the timeout? You're not going to tell the guy that you didn't want the timeout, right? They're just going to continue to keep playing at that point. So he must have at some point told him maybe he wanted to, and then all of a sudden backed off that decision.
Watch Josh Hammond, number 10, as he comes down. It's man coverage, and he blocks. Doesn't try to run a route, blocks the defender that was trying to cover Kyle Pitts. No officials recognized it, no flags, and Will Muschamp is beside himself. And this continued on for several minutes.
It's unbelievable to me that this is the total focus on the whole game. It's one series in the game when you got 13 to 15 series in the game. It's one series in the game. As if we'd have done it the other way, it'd have worked, for sure. Because if we'd have done it the other way and thrown an interception, you know what I'd be talking about today? Why'd you go 2 minutes with bad field position in the first half, just like I did at Michigan State when Michigan beat us and scored 14 points? You know, we're not going up and say, wow, guys, we got a chance now to win the championship. So what are we going to do?
I got home for Thanksgiving dinner, and we're neighbors, and he had his Christmas lights up in the front yard. I said, we don't put Christmas lights up until after Thanksgiving. And he adamantly said, yes, we do. I put my Christmas lights up on Thanksgiving. I said, no, you don't. And so, we agreed to disagree.
The starter earlier in the year is in at right tackle. Oklahoma crowding the line of scrimmage. Purdy trying to draw them offside. Got it. He did. I mean, it looked like there was contact there. Matt Campbell going crazy. Nobody threw a flag.
There had to be contact.
Iowa State called their first time out.
Got it on this one, I think. I mean, that's no contact. I guess he'd get back. But Brock Purdy definitely trying to use the hard count and the head bob to draw the penalty. And Matt Campbell's got to get himself under control here.
He is losing his mind down here on the field.
Because now he has to make a decision what to do on fourth down.
Well, he's still upset from what happened a half minute into the game when Akeem Young was ejected for targeting. Hall, the running back.
Good keep by Purdy.
Great call by Tom Manning. Purdy executes and gets shoved out of bounds by Woody Washington. I'd like to bring in Matt Austin here for two quick things, Matt, very quickly.
Flag. Doesn't see one. Yeah, he was frustrated because Garbo, who was coming across, he got caught up with a couple Ohio State defenders. Watch on the outside with Lattimore. You can see the physical push.
Oh, my goodness.
Grabs him and throws him down. That was the reaction.
So well.
Duke Williams' pop. Ball comes free. They're going to say incomplete. Boy, Duke Williams is down and a defender down as well. That looks like Dawson Wells, 47. Boy, they met face mask to face mask.
On Duke Williams sitting up.
and it's his own knee that knocks it loose, and that's not a targeting penalty. Duke Williams, that he's been incapable of coming up with the catch. Now everybody's been out of shape thinking that it should have been targeting. Duke Williams knees the football out of his own hands and looked clear that the right shoulder of Dawson Wells is what caused the forcible contact. And
secure the edge.
Second and 1 as Robinson is right on that line again. There'd be Johnson with the tackle.
It'd be at this point where Nick Saban would opt to likely put it into hyperdrive, as he's very frustrated. As you can see, very frustrated with the spot, thinking they had a first down, and then he had to burn a timeout there.
But boy, they're moving the ball with the 52 players.
The push to the goal line. No signal yet. Going to be down a little bit short. Florida does a nice job of standing up number 2.
Are they going to take a peek at this one too? Did the football get to the line? It might have.
Might have.
Yeah.
Rolling on the field as the ball carries short of the goal line. The previous play is under photo review.
All right, so they finally make the announcement that they're going to review it.
Billy Napier is hot over there. He just got a 15. Well, now interesting. If it's short, it's going to be a 1-inch penalty. If they score, it's going to be a 15-yard penalty on the kickoff.
Oh, Billy. It's going, let's go.
Yeah, well, you know, sometimes you wonder if we're using common sense that he's over, but do you actually see the football? That's the question, you know. So that could be the doubt on why it's taking so long for replay. Yeah, that's why you got 15.
Fumble! And diving back on it was Ben Cotton, the tight end. Saved a critical turnover at midfield if he was able to hang on. The umpire is down there in the middle of the crew. You know, the tug of war breaks out when a ball is loose like that. I believe a penalty flag came flying.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Personal foul, number 81 of Nebraska.
That's Cotton.
15-yard penalty. Dead ball, unsportsmanlike, number 81 in Nebraska.
Wow.
Additional 15-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Look at Pelini. And they're getting him right off the field now. As a result of that mistake.
Of the game. KBTX cameras caught Bo Pelini hunting down the officials afterwards and giving them one intense stare down.
Mic check for Coach
Holt.
Holt.
Put that on my pocket.
Okay, I'll hold it.
They aren't even in sports. They are not into sports. What are you doing? You jerking me around. I told you, this was not cleared with me.
I apologize, sir.
Yeah, you apologize. What channel is this?
Channel 4 with Dean Stevens.
4?
Channel 4.
You won't ever have to worry about doing an interview with me ever again. I just asked you to be honest and not lie.
Honestly,
I don't.
I apologize.
I wouldn't trust you no matter what you said.
I was just doing what I was told.
I don't know how you could do this.
Just the intern, sir.
I asked you 1 minute, I would come over, I'd put on, I'd do it. I asked for 1 minute, that's all I needed. I've been standing here for 5, and I asked you.
The entire first half, we got hit in the mouth and acted like somebody took our lunch money, and all we wanted to do was have pouty expressions on our face until somebody daubed our little tears off and made us feel better. And then, then we'd go out there and try harder once our mommies told us we were okay.
George is going to try to go with the run game. Good. Jim Hassel's got her cleats, got the gloves on, playing a little catch.
Nice. Look, he's catching with his hands. That's solid work. Oh, he used his body. Come on now.
Game had it all.
Yep.
What did you think of your team's ability to withstand Florida State's impressive comeback?
Yeah,
I'm in favor of execution. Maybe our entire team needs to be executed after tonight.
Excited to see each other before the game, both from Australia. Oh, he's going to fake it and keep it, and why not? I mean, and then a late hit. They're going to have to tack yardage on the end of this, and Cruikshank is the one that hit him. And Ohio State's bench didn't take too kindly. Now you got Melton in the mix, and they're going to have to separate. Greg Schiano comes all the way over from the other sideline to get his players out of the mess. Oh, and now Schiano and Ryan Day appear to be jawing at each other.
Good play. Personal foul. Receiving team. Number one. The action by number one is considered flagrant and is ejected from the game. Unsportsmanlike conduct is charged to both head coaches of the teams. Their first of the game. Those offset. First down.
So first down Ohio State.
Time
after
out.
all of that. Receiver Cruikshank is now ejected from the game after the hit, and then Greg Schiano came all the way over from the Rutgers sideline to the Ohio State sideline, and they got jawing at one another. Oh boy.
That is Brett Favre on occasion.
Brandon Jones, or James, excuse me, is deep. Flag is down. They're going to say they interfered with his right to make make the catch.
Well, my only question on this, and maybe I don't completely understand the rule, but if the penalty is interference to make a catch and he makes a clean catch, how did you interfere with that?
Then how do you penalize him? That's a good point.
Kick catching interference, number 33 on the kicking team, 15 yards from the spot of the foul. First down.
I believe Tommy Tuberville is raising the same point, and he is really hot. He's saying he caught it. How can you throw a flag? That's not a good penalty.
I don't think so either.
As we were going to break, this is Tommy Tuberville, who is angry beyond words at the call against his team on that interference to catch a punt. The replay seemed to show that it was not interference.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on Miami head coach. Half the distance to the goal. That's the Miami coach's first of the game. Automatic first down.
While we were in commercial during the timeout, Mark Richt hot on the field.
You got new shoes on, folks? I got new shoes. They're hurting my feet. When they start hurting my feet, then I'm going to get cranky, so then I'm going to have to get on somebody's ass.
15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
He's
That's
livid
number
now.
47's first unsportsmanlike.
That's Christian Miller. He is livid.
Well, it was a third down. They got off the field. They pride themselves on getting off the field on third down. It wasn't vicious. It was just late. Nick Saban plays. Again, he coaches harder, I've always said, when he's up 34-0 than when he's in a 17-13 game.
You ever been to a game here? You ever come to school here and see the education? You ever talk about the 12th man, the Aggie Network, when you're done? There ain't a better university in this country. And it's insulting to what you say. And all these, and we got writers who have said it and done it off sliced bread. A guy named Slice who made it up. Love to see who sliced bread is and put it out there with sliced bread. Let me find out where it comes from. And then to have coaches in our league and across this league say it, clown acts. All right? Irresponsible as hell. Multiple coaches in our league. And the guys griping about NIL, griping about transfer portal, using it the most and bragging about it the most. That's the ironic part. You want character? I'll take it with any of y'all. It's a joke. It does piss me off.
Gets the snap, straight back to throw. Here's pressure. He's going to run up the middle, and he's got the first down. And they're going to look for a Michigan penalty there, but they're not going to get it. They're going to say he slid back at the 29. So that brings up, now a late flag is thrown. This might be on the bench of Ohio State, Dan. This flag came right from in front of the Ohio State bench. and they wanted the late hit on Haskins. That flag wasn't thrown. The Ohio State bench went crazy, and that flag on the sideline in front of the Ohio State bench was thrown.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Ohio State head coach. 15-yard penalty. Third down.
The country is a very high bar. So I'm not saying Oregon doesn't look good. They look good, and they throw the ball down the field. That was something. And now they're going to get flagged for unsportsmanlike conduct after the big game.
It is not high school anymore.
His head coach is not real happy with that.
It is not high school.
After the conclusion of the play, unsportsmanlike conduct.
You cost us 3 points.
The play resulted in a first down. First and 10.
Joe, I mean, everybody runs rub plays and pick plays. You got to make it look accidental. You can't stare them down like that.
Accidental on purpose. 3rd and 18. Melton starting in motion, but there's going to be a time out call.
Their first of the half.
And Chris Ash hot off the sideline.
How does it feel?
Well, it feels amazing. I'm just so happy for these guys. All the work we put in. Man, proud to be a fucking Blue Hen, I tell you that much. Sorry about the F word. I'm proud.
Fresh set of downs here. Van Dyne going to take a shot into the end zone, and it is intercepted. Trailblazers pick it off, breaking a tackle and returnable. Here comes Devin Perkins. Perkins could go. It's a foot race to the 40, to the 30, and Coach Peterson, he might have to take his shirt off. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown. Coach Pete told us to pick 6, and he would rip his shirt off.
Where is he?
Where is Coach Peterson? They're around him. Where is Coach Pete? He's trying to get his headset off. He's trying to dig for it. Is he going to do it? Where's Bigelow? He did it. There he did it. He did it. He kept his promise. He said, if we get a pick 6 this week, I will take my shirt off.
Tennessee won the toss. They've deferred. Ole Miss will receive. And Lane Kiffin calmly makes his way onto the field. He was greeted by the student section pregame. And let's just say that they've been ready for him and waiting for him to take the field tonight. He's standing by with Cole Kublik.
Coach Kiffin, you came out to a lot of boos. What sort of gives you comfort and calm when you come out to that kind of reception?
Matt Corral. I got you on that one. I thought I was going to say popcorn.
I got mine ready.
Here on 3rd and goal. Back to pass is Mordecai. Looking, has time and blanketed coverage as Jean Baptiste was all over Austin Upshaw. Big stop on 3rd down.
Yeah, and Rhett Lashley just broke his headset. He is not happy as he throws it to the ground, so equipment guys will be finding him a new headset.
Lashley not pleased. And here's another look at it. He saw something, he wanted something. And making the tackle on Craig
Personal
Williams.
foul, illegal block below the waist. Number 1, defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Wow. Another big penalty here for Iowa State.
And this is one of those rule changes and emphasis this year of going below the waist. That looked like he hit him above the waist to me. I mean, and Matt Campbell, he has every right to be upset. I think I do not agree with that call whatsoever.
Well, a couple of personal foul penalties and targeting on the opening drive helped Baylor find the end zone, and now a fresh set of downs inside the red zone.
Yeah, 3 times they've gotten, in my opinion, some questionable calls that have given them 15 yards each.
Matt Campbell.
Iowa State has called their first charge timeout of the game.
Has been giving the officials an earful to let them know just how displeased he is with the calls, and he is not giving up or giving in.
Yeah, he's normally a quiet, soft-spoken kind of guy, but he is livid right now, and I think he has every right to be.
As it gets. Sprint right, Bryan pursued to the end zone. Touchdown, Hunter Renfrow. Why do you target a guy so... Check on the flag here as Dabo, you can see, is quite upset. It is an ACC crew on the field.
you see on
After
the field.
the play, unsportsmanlike conduct against the head coach for Clemson. That penalty assessed on the succeeding kickoff. The results of the play, the touchdown.
Commercial break in a heated discussion with the umpire and the referee after getting called for an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. He is so furious because the student end zone filled with students of South Carolina have been throwing bottles, including after that touchdown, a bottle came out of the stands and he thought hit one of his players. Dabo reacted strongly, has been yelling at the officials to stop this unsportsmanlike behavior, and he is beside himself that he now has been called for the penalty. Well, Coach, you got into a really heated discussion with the officials there. What is it you're asking them to do to keep your players safe out there?
Well, I didn't know it was in the rules to throw stuff from the stands. I didn't know that was part of the game. It's about the 10th time. I'm just trying to protect my players. You know, and if they don't control it, I mean, what are we going to do? That's all I'm trying to say. So, you know, that's on me. I shouldn't have lost my poise and my cool, but that's an embarrassment. You know, these people are better than that. And that's just a few people here. That's not the majority of these South Carolina people. That's an embarrassing situation right there. That's how somebody gets hurt.
Also, how do you keep the rat poison from the media on, how do you get the team to tune it out? You know, for example, with Arkansas, we were supposed to blow them out, and then you don't do it. And it's because you have created such a game atmosphere that we go to the games knowing we're going to win, but we just don't know by how much. And
well, you know, it's...
well, I tell you what, I'm glad you go to the game that way, because I don't ever go to the game that way. I have too much respect for the other team. Been in too many games, whether we won when we weren't expected to win or, you know, the other team beat us. I think, you know, people don't really... Rat poison is rat poison, and the media is always going to create it. But the reality of the world is not what you read on the internet. It's not what somebody thinks. It's not what somebody's opinion is. It's not what the line is on the game. And it's certainly the biggest one is every time a team loses 2 games, everybody says that team's like done. And it's really just the opposite. Like Texas A&M lost 2 games before we played. I said it's a dangerous team. Because these guys have pride in performance. They want to have a good team. They've had 2 disappointing losses. That makes them dangerous. They're humiliated by what's happened the last 2 games. Same thing when we played LSU. Everybody says, oh, they lost 2 games in a row. They're not any good anymore. We're just going to blow them out. It's just the opposite. It's just the opposite of that. They're competitors. They have moms and dads. They have pride in performance. They have things that they want to accomplish and they want to do, and they want to be good. They don't just throw in the towel. They work harder to try to get better. And everybody wants to beat us. So we're going to get everybody's best game. And I don't know why people can't understand that. And you know, we're just, you know, and you know, it's, you could say it's not fair to our players that they get everybody's best game. But they do. And they have to be able to compete through that and play over that. And you know, it's I don't know. I mean, when I came here, everybody was happy to win a game. Now we're not happy to win a game anymore. We're not happy to win a game at all. We think we should win games by whatever. And I don't think that's fair to the players either. Because our players work their butt off to be the best that they can be. And to get criticized for what they work hard for to do so that you can be entertained. So that you can enjoy and have pride and passion for what they accomplish and what they do. And they're not perfect. They're just college students. They go to school every day. They got to study. They have to run extra after practice when they miss study hall. I mean, come on, give me a break. This is not professional football. These guys aren't getting paid to play here. They're representing you all. You should be proud and happy to support them and appreciate what they do and have some gratitude. And you know what else? Nobody wants to win worse than they do. Yep. Not me, not you. I don't care what kind of fan you are. Nobody wants to win more than the players that play. Nobody.
That was magnificently said.
And nobody feels worse than they do when they lose.
Yep.
Nobody. So for all you self-absorbed folks out there that can't look past your own self, all right, to appreciate what other people are doing.
Well said, to say the very least, man. And that was something that probably has needed to be said emphatically like that for a while.
Our inside receivers were afraid of number 20. You know, I mean, as many phases of the game that we beat Boise in, which were quite a few, except for two important ones that we didn't beat them in, as one was mental toughness, and two was anybody that faced number 20, with the possible exception of John Thompson, got their ass kicked.
Guys said they seemed to get the message with finding that edge, getting tougher.
Oh yeah, they say that. You know, they said that before too. I don't care what they say. You know, I really don't care. I mean, you know, we taught all this stuff, and we get the concerned expression, the heads nod, and the bodies don't move. I don't care. I really don't care what they said. I care about what me and my coaches are going to tell them. That's all I really care about, because there's not going to be a lot of this week in particular, there's not going to be a lot of indulgence on what they say, but there better be one hell of a lot on what we say, because this business of, you know, pretending we're playing hard and we're not, pretending we're playing as hard as our opponent and we're not. No, there's going to be a price to pay.
How would you assess yesterday's practice in the past?
Average. It needs to get better, and if it doesn't get better, next Sunday we'll be in full pads and we'll elevate the contact. It all starts with coaching. We have this assumption that they know stuff. You know, I mean, we need, as coaches, we got to be smart enough and disciplined enough to get that out of our heads. They don't know anything. I mean, we wouldn't be reteaching the same stuff we did last year if we could trust any level of retention. We can't. We have to be smart enough and disciplined enough as coaches to not suggest or assume that they know anything. And then if we tell them something once, we need to tell them several other times louder. I mean, right now we have the atmosphere of a JC softball game. You know, I mean, that's what we are, a JC softball team. As long as, it's not whether you win or lose. It's like the team that wins is the one that has the most fun. You know, that crap like that. You know, all this stuff that's contaminated America, where they give every kid a trophy and they don't keep score in Little League anymore. You know, so I think that entire thing is retarded the competitive spirit of America, and I think we need to keep that in mind. And as coaches, we need to aggressively reinforce our points. And I just think that we have a very immature team, and I don't think we handle success well. I think that mentally we overindulged whatever success we consider that we had last year.
The plays I called last year, they're all last year. They're just that, last year. As a player, any play you make, that's all last year.
You know, we say something, talk about something technique-wise. Guys nod their head like, oh, we've got it handled. I'll do it in the game type of stuff. Then I got receivers running routes that don't even resemble anything we teach. We don't tuck the ball and go straight upfield. We do all these stupid moves. We run out of bounds more than any team in the country. We're the easiest team in the country to tackle. Defensively, we don't run our feet on contact. We don't on offense either. We don't run our feet on contact. We don't like to run and hit, and this is a game for running and hitting. We don't care to do that. And then, we've got a lot of this, I'll do it in the game type of crap. And that whole feel-good thing's got to be purged, because our team can't handle it. Our team does not have the ability to play hard when there's any level of comfort, and so we're going to have to remove that. But the bottom line is I think you're going to see more plays repeated. I think you're going to see significantly louder verbal instruction. Some of them will be in meetings and things where, of course, you won't be around. I think you might see the lineup shuffle.
You start by benching some people.
some post-practice extra drills.
Start by rolling the fuck out of somebody.
If the things that we need aren't satisfactory, I think you'll see more coaches talking and less players talking. I think you'll see less input accepted by the players in the meetings because they've proven. We have coaches have misjudged this. You know, it started with us as coaches. We misjudged their ability to assess and take responsibility for what's going on, and so we're gonna take back the responsibility, and we never should have relinquished it in the first place, and that's our fault.